Welcome to the Defense and Aerospace Report. I'm Fagim Radian here at the Dubai Air Show, where our coverage is sponsored by Leonardo DRS, and we're here at the Edge stand that is the hot company of this show, and it's our honor to be talking to His Excellency Faisal Al Bannai, who is the Chief Executive and Managing Director of this new great Emirati company. Sir, congratulations, you're 2 weeks old. How's your show been going?
Well, it's been a great show. It's a great honor being part of the Dubai Air Show. And actually, it's our first appearance from an exhibition point of view. So I guess that's the importance of the Dubai Air Show for us.
That's right. It's always good to have the home team well represented. Extraordinary company, 25 companies actually that are now together in 5 divisions of this new company. Everything the UAE does has a strategic plan, so you guys are looking at 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line. Talk to us about how important this consolidation is and how it fits into the strategic vision of the United Arab Emirates, because you're much more than a defense company. You're actually part of a national technology generation engine.
I would say the best way of summarizing what Edge is, you can really group it into 4 objectives. One, which is obvious, how does Edge play a role in giving UAE national sovereignty on critical defense assets? So that's clear. The second part is, how does Edge play a role in being an advanced tech player in a global stage in that regard, which really dovetails with the third point, which is UAE has announced already through the national leadership that we want to be moving to a knowledge economy. We want to be ready for the last barrel of oil to be sold. Having an entity like Edge plays a catalyst role in bringing nationals and bringing talent here in the UAE, whether working in the company or in the ecosystem of the company, to be able to export technology outside and really be a country that exports technology and be part of this knowledge economy drive. And last point is, UAE is known to be a home for many nationalities. And in the same way the UAE became a driver for bringing businessmen from around the globe to do business here in the UAE also wants to be a home for global talent in the advanced tech space, for them to come here, be part of this journey, and really be part of this growth. And that's really part of the larger picture of Edge and the role that Edge would play in this bigger picture.
And it's part of the extraordinary vision of Sheikh Zayed to, even in the 1970s, be considering what's next for the country and how to lay that kind of long-range foundation. And my condolences on the passing of the Sheikh. Let me take you to the idea of how you are more competitive in this market. Your companies themselves that now compose Edge were each the consolidations of past efforts to bring sense to sort of the state-owned infrastructure in the UAE. What are some of the investments you're making to make them strategically competitive on a global market? Because it's one thing to be able to say, these are my national companies and I'm buying from them anyway. It's another thing to say, hey, these companies are going to be as competitive as what you see on all of these other stands. What's some of the strategic investment you're making? What are the market areas that you think are most important? Because at the end of the day, even every sovereign power has to make decisions and say, listen, I can't put my money everywhere and I've got to put it in certain select areas where I'm going to get the best bang for the buck.
I think the starting point is the name Edge. We are here not to be just a company. We are here to be able to create that cutting edge and really leading edge on specific areas that we want. And that's a massive pillar of who we are and who we want to be. Yes, today we brought in 25 companies under one roof. And yes, we gain from the economies of scale and what we could do with them. But the critical part is, how are we now going to take this forward? Sometimes there are companies that are brought together just for cost saving and efficiency, whatever. This is not a cost saving and efficiency exercise. This is an exercise of accelerating capability at faster speed. Where we want to differentiate ourselves is the ability to be able to decide extremely fast, move extremely fast, with very high efficiency in what we do. Where we are investing now heavily in autonomous capability. We're investing in directed energy. We're putting some money in quantum computing. We're investing in various fields that can cut across all the segments that we have, because end of the day, where we say we reached our goal is when we say a few years down the line, is Edge having an edge in few competitive areas at a global scale, and are we the player in that field? And that is definitely our direction, and that is our goal at the end of the day.
Two questions. One, you've been having nonstop meetings in part with some of your international counterparts to try to strike some of these partnership deals. Everybody is ready to strike partnerships with you. What are the kind of partnerships that you're interested in? Is it more on more access to intellectual property? Is it more in the direct investment side? What are the different pieces of it? Because depending on who you talk to, they say all of the above, but I know you have actually set priorities.
Absolutely. I think at the end of the day, there are various type of partners that we are very actively pursuing discussions with. You could be talking about very small players with very interesting technology stacks. You could be talking about startups. You could be talking about the large defense contractors, or you could be talking about large technology companies. Our aim is there will be stuff that we definitely want to buy from partners for our customers, and there will be areas that we want to do joint development, joint funding of these projects. We definitely want to make sure when we do these joint developments, these are products that we can jointly own, jointly develop, and jointly market in that regard. So depending on who is the partner, whether you are a small player or a large player, I guess there is an opportunity for everyone. And since launch 2 weeks ago, the kind of response we got, frankly, has been very positive in terms of what people want to partner with, because now they see a player that won't just talk to them tactically, but actually can think much more longer vision and much more strategically in this regard.
Just one follow-up question to that. Are you looking at some more closely at some of the technology partnerships within the GCC? Is that something that's important, and also use that as sort of launching export markets, which was the case for a lot of the predecessor companies? Or are you really approaching this with a much more global vision in mind?
I think we have a global vision starting from home, what companies there are here, and there are some interesting technology companies that have interesting technology stacks that they're developing here in AI and a number of other areas. Definitely it's to see what can we do in the region around us, and definitely it's a bigger picture from a global scale. We are not going to leave any stone unturned to achieve our goal. We are extremely determined, we are extremely passionate about it, and we think we have a very strong ability and a formula and a determination to be able to get there.
And a last question is partnership with UAE University and technical centers. Enormous investment made in the last 25 years in the amount of technical and engineering talent being produced by the nation, and as well as its students then going for advanced degrees abroad, or even staying at home now increasingly for those advanced degrees, is incredibly impressive. What's the kind of national educational structure you're building around this to get that push-pull cycle going, to make sure that Emirati youth and folks from the international community who are living here join this system and help you in building the kind of vision that you want for the future?
Actually, it's a great question. By having such a large anchor player, we today have 12,000 employees. So there is a reasonable critical mass. We are able now to speak and coordinate with the education sector and see how do we pull in talent on joint research project, on joint development project, but actually have discussions with the education ministries that are extremely cooperative, frankly, with us in this regard, in terms of seeing how can we bring in talent, how can we create advanced courses for this talent to join the advanced tech, whether UAE nationals or frankly a lot of talented individuals that are living here in the country that want to join this area of advanced technology.
Faisal Al-Bannai, who is the Chief Executive of EDGE. Sir, congratulations, and look forward to covering you over the next coming years, especially when you start landing those big global orders.
Absolutely. Thank you.